What's up, everybody? It's me, it's Alexis Maurice, and
Hollywood.
And it is time for a new episode of The Wine Up. So go ahead and pour yourself a glass of wine. Tonight we're drinking on, again, some Rex Goliath Pinot Noir, okay? This is becoming one of my new favorite things, one of my new favorite red wines. Very, very dry. Pull up a chair because we are about to discuss the latest hot topics. Now, while we take our first sip, we want you to go ahead and like this video on YouTube. Make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel. And also make sure that you comment during the show. Let us know what you're thinking. If you agree, if you disagree, let us know what you're drinking on. And also make sure that you share this video on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat,
LinkedIn,
all of that good stuff, okay? But before you take your first sip, let's go ahead and have a moment of silence and let's toast to the life of AuntieFee. So if you guys remember on the last episode, we told you guys that she had suffered a massive heart attack and that she was, connected to life support. Well, since then, AuntieFee has passed away at the age of 59 years old. It's terrible, very, very young or whatever. I think she was going to celebrate her 60th birthday this upcoming May, so just in a couple of months. So we want to toast to AuntieFee's family, her legacy, and thank you for cooking and teaching us how to make some of the most cheapest and ghettoest, but fantabulous cuisines, and also making us laugh here. So we salute to you.
Cheers.
AuntieFee. What do you want to talk about? Let's talk about Snoop Dogg first.
Yes, let's talk about Snoop Dogg.
Let's talk about Snoop Dogg. Snoop Doggy Dogg.
Damn.
So last week we reported that Snoop Dogg actually made headlines because his new video depicted him assassinating President Donald Trump. Okay. Now since then, some of Hollywood's finest have come out, not necessarily in support of Donald Trump, but actually trying to get the rappers to think a little bit more logically and be a little bit more responsible. Who are we talking about? What?
Say, watch my eye roll.
Who are we talking about? We're talking about SteveHarvey. Now, SteveHarvey on his morning show recently talked about, of course, Snoop Dogg's video. And he basically said that people like Snoop Dogg, Bow Wow, T.I., Common, and I think that's it that he all mentioned, needs to be a little bit more conscious and responsible of the things that they say when it comes to Donald Trump. Yes, we may not agree with everything Donald Trump does. Yes, you are an artist and you are entitled to express your opinion. Of course, you have your First Amendment right. But he was like, you need to pause a little bit when it comes to the things that you say about President Trump. How did you feel about SteveHarvey's warning? What did you think about it?
I think that SteveHarvey is really an ass kisser. I've said this.
So you think he's off the top?
Yes.
Okay.
I believe that he's going to do whatever he do to protect his legacy or whatever he got going on. Like, for me, I feel like he's trying to make it seem like y'all need to shut up. But don't we live in a free country? Are we not entitled to express ourselves in ways that we know how to express ourselves?
We are.
So some people may know how to express themselves in different type of ways. I'm not going to express myself the way you express yourself. Mm-hmm. You've talked to me about ways I express myself on social media.
Right.
And they're different from ways that you may do.
Reckless at times.
Yes. So my thing about it is that SteveHarvey, you can't really give. Okay, for me, SteveHarvey is like he's just changed, saved man, because he done did some shit in the past.
And he said it. He said it on the show. He said it on the show that I have messed up. I have said and done a lot of things that I should not have said and done. However, the more you know, the more you grow, Trey.
Yeah, and I think that we're at a point where T.I., he's grown, he's experienced things, Snoop Dogg's experienced things. Common, these people he's mentioning have been through experiences. They might not have been the experiences he went through because people have different experiences, but you're trying to dictate or tell a person how they should do things. To me, it's just really, I really, like, even when he had this whole meeting with Donald Trump, since then I was done with SteveHarvey. Now, I still watch him on Family Feud because the shit's absolutely hilarious.
Right.
But
I think what he's trying to say, Trey, he's not telling them that they can't say what they want to say, but they need to be a little bit more responsible of the things that they say. For example,
clearly they're responsible if they're saying it.
For example, Bow Wow stated that they were going to take Iyanla Trump and put her in the sex trade and sell her off and pimp her out and all kinds of stuff like that.
What did she do before she was first lady?
That she was a model. That has nothing.
That's it?
What she did before or that has nothing to do with anything. I'm not saying I agree or disagree with Steve Harvey, but I think he's making a good point to them that we have to respect the office of the president. We may not like everything he says or does, but we do have to respect him and his office.
Did they respect Barack Obama?
And I'm so glad that you brought that up because we talked about this during the last episode and it was cut off because, you know, the camera just had a mind of its own.
Right.
But is it a double standard? Because African Americans were outraged. We were livid. We were pissed when people, you know, questioned President Obama's, you know, if he really was an American. You know, all that type of stuff like that. When people said things about Michelle Obama, when that woman called her an ape,
right?
We were upset. So why is it okay for us to say and talk these things about President Trump?
And then also think about the times when we've seen multiple and shit. Some of them was in North Carolina when we saw little things of Barack Obama being hung.
Yeah, so
like, it wasn't
okay. You felt some type of way about it. So why can't we respect Donald Trump the same way as we expected people to respect President Obama?
But my thing about it is that happened. That happened.
What happened?
Them people hanging things of him, and that stuff that slaves went through. A lot of black people were hung.
Yeah.
So, it was bound to happen. Whether it happened for somebody like me doing it,
that makes no sense.
I'm just saying it was bound to happen for somebody to make an imagery of Donald Trump being killed.
Right, but
it was bound to happen.
I think what Steve Harvey said is African American black men, we need to be a little bit more responsible because this is what they expect us to do. They expect us to do what
they expect us to do then. They scared of us if we got suits on. They scared of us if we got jeans on. No. They judge us if we got suits on and they judge us if we got jeans on. So what the fuck do? We continue to give what they expect from us.
I think we have to be a little bit more smart because Trump was like, Steve Harvey was like, you have to understand, this is the president of the United States. Yeah, he has the power of the government behind him. So he was talking about y'all are entertainers, y'all travel in and out the country. Don't let Donald Trump make it difficult for you when it comes to taxes. Don't let him make it difficult for you when it comes to you moving in and out of the country. You playing a different ball game when you disrespect the office of the president. And again, I can't say that I agree or disagree. I'm kind of on the fence because I feel that because of the fact that when President Obama was in office, we expected them to respect him. I think we owe. Well, I don't necessarily think we owe him, but I think we should respect him as the president as well because it's starting to look like a double standard.
We don't like him. I say Maxine Waters for president. Donald Trump is about to be impeached.
She tweeted, "Getting ready for impeachment."
Yes, and I'm voting for Maxine Waters for president. Our first African American woman.
Maxine is
as president of the United States. You know what? We wouldn't have no words because she ain't gonna let nobody fuck with us. Okay?
I like Maxine. But what do you guys think? Do you think it is a double standard when it comes to Trump and when it comes to President Obama disrespecting the office of the president? Why is it okay for people to disrespect President Trump versus disrespecting President Obama? Tell us what you think.
Please, no, you know what? I'm begging y'all, please, to comment on this shit and tell us, every single one of you all who watches,
what you truly think.
I need you to comment on this because when you comment on this, the next episode, I'm bringing back up on the comments. I'm mentioning them comments. I'm mentioning you, and I'm talking about this shit because I found it out.
I'm interested to see what people are thinking too because everyone disrespects him, and people are saying they disrespect him because he disrespected groups of people. He disrespected women. So why? But again, some people are saying because now he's won the presidency and he's in. We do have to respect the office of the president. Let's talk about someone else. When we're talking about respecting who may not respect ChrisBrown. R-E-S-P-E-C-T. Find out what it means to me.
Okay.
R-E-S-P-E-C-T. Hey, tell me something. I don't know. Tyson Beckford recently made an appearance on Watch What Happens Live. And he had some interesting things to say about ChrisBrown. Now, you guys know Tyson Beckford and Chris Brown have kind of had a tumultuous relationship.
Because he want Carucci. That's the
Who? Tyson wants Carucci?
Or he might want Chris Brown.
Child, you just never
Why
know.
is it kept?
No, don't do that. But he was recently on Watch What Happens Live, and when Andy asked him about Chris Brown, if he would be trapped in the elevator with Chris Brown, what would happen?
Only one man.
Tyson said, only one.
Come out alive.
Only one man will come out alive, and he said, and it will be me.
Is that not a threat? I feel like that's an open threat. Like, I feel like the FBI or somebody needs to keep eyes on this situation because that is a vocal threat in front of millions of people on
And
TV.
speaking of, people are saying that the FBI, the CIA, all the people, whoever the domestic people, intelligence people need to investigate T.I., Snoop Dogg, and all of them for their comments as well too.
And so when y'all
but if you're calling, you're saying that they should investigate Tyson Beckford. Should they not investigate T.I. and the rest of them? Should they not investigate Snoop Dogg?
The first investigation
for putting the imagery out there of assassinating President Trump in the head.
The first investigation that they should focus on, and we're gonna go in order because shit needs to be in order.
Order. Straight like that.
First one needs to be on Donald Trump, okay?
Which it is an investigation.
And that's what they need to focus on. They need to put 100% focus, 110% focus on that shit.
That myth has been debunked that President Trump put out there that President Obama was wiretapping him and he's backslid and said we're not necessarily wiretapping but surveillance him. The FBI director Coney has come out and said that that is not true. There is no evidence to support Donald Trump's claim that President Obama has, wiretapped him. And Trump, you owe President Obama an apology. You do owe him an apology because and you have to watch it. People pay attention. Trump is putting these things out there, but right now, Obamacare, the repeal of Obamacare and replacement is up. So pay attention. Don't let these tweets and the things that he say deter you from focusing on the real issues. But let's get back to pop culture. Okay. Let's talk about Chris Brown and Tyson. So what did you feel about that? What are you about to say? Come here. I'm sorry.
That pissed me off.
What Tyson said?
Yes.
Why?
Because I feel like as black men, okay?
Here we go.
Black men,
we shall
you hold on to something and it's like an attack.
Right.
So I feel like
it's our community as a whole.
It is black men. Yeah, black people, gay people.
Just black.
I'm only speaking for people that I know. I'm not white, so I don't know white people. Hispanic, well, mixed, but my point is I'm majority black. But what I'm saying is we're the first one to judge. We're the first one to criticize. We're the first one to talk about, what they should have did. Oh, girl, she should have worn that. Or, I believe he on drugs. So I feel like that's not something that you should say on TV.
And that's an allegation
about another brother that's in the industry.
Well,
it's hard. Tyson Beckford, you've been in the industry. You done did modeling. You done did this acting.
But it is what it is. You can see it. You can see it.
No, I can't.
So what we should and that's what's wrong with our community sometimes. I'm not disagreeing with you. I think we do need to be a little bit more conscious of what we say, like what SteveHarvey is saying. You're saying the same thing. No, but I'm saying you're saying the same thing about this situation. That SteveHarvey said we need to be more responsible, and you're saying Tyson Beckford needs to be more responsible about the negativity that he puts out there about Chris Brown. It's the same thing.
What I'm saying is, Tyson Beckford has been in this industry, and I'm pretty sure he has had to he has had to go through things, tumultuous things. Chris Brown went through a lot because after his whole situation with Rihanna, that was a life-changing situation. I believe that he really loved that girl. I believe she really loved him. So after that ruined a lot of things in his career. That can take you through a lot. We don't have. It did. His albums really didn't sell like they did.
Royalty didn't sell.
A lot of his albums didn't sell the way they should have. His music had changed. His performance.
That's why you have to be responsible of the things that you say.
But what I'm saying is, Tyson Beckford. I just feel like there wasn't a place to say that. I feel like it was messy. He was on Watch What's Happening Live. And it was like, no, let me be messy. I got messy Kenya over here. I got messy Andy over here.
Hold up! Don't talk about my girl now.
She messy.
Whatever.
So you gonna say she not messy?
But anyway, like I was saying,
messy more.
More mess. And that's what Trey's talking about. Tyson Beckford basically said that Chris Brown has a drug problem or whatever, and he's spiraling out of control, and that Chris Brown needs to check himself into rehab. So my question to you is, do you feel Chris Brown has a drug problem?
There was a point in my life that I did feel that Chris Brown had a
girl, I thought you was about to say there was a point in my life when I struggled with drugs. Because I was was like, Trey, you know, every time we talk about something serious, you always got something to say.
No, I
Think
never.
about being raped. You was raped. Not making light of the situation. I don't want it to have a charade kingdom moment because I will win. But at the end of the day, you know, I don't want to, you know. I don't want to, I'm not making light of it. But the thing about it is, it's to me, I apologize. Continue saying what you were about to say.
I believe there was a point in my life where I felt like Chris Brown did have a drug problem.
And when was that?
That time when he was very skinny, and he was just doing the most. I remember seeing a picture of him when he had a tank top on, he had like basketball shorts, and he just looked drugged out. So I do believe that he was maybe going through that situation. That was when he was like going to court for the shit. But you gotta understand, people do things because of experiences in life.
He grew up.
People go to alcohol. People go to drugs. People go to sex. People go to food. People go to shopping. They go to different things to get them through that. He already got money. He gonna shop. He has on clothing line, blah blah. His out to it might have been drugs. Do I feel like he's addicted to drugs? No, I don't feel that. Do I think he does drugs? Yes.
Well, I'm glad that you said that because recently Billboard magazine issued or printed an expose on Chris Brown talking about his behavior, you know, through the eyes of some of the people in his close camp.
They were messy for that.
Yeah, they are, or whatever. So they were talking about Chris Brown's behavior, his drug usage, the way that he treated his staff. And these are some of the drugs or diseases or sicknesses that they quoted. They said that he's used weed, that he's bipolar 2. I don't know what bipolar 1 and bipolar 2 is, but bipolar 2. He's uses lean, cocaine, Molly. He's verbally abusive to his employees to the point where he attacked one of his, I think it was manager or his road manager. And that the guards have to take turns at night checking his pulse just to make sure that he's alive because he takes so much, that he uses Xanax and he uses PTSD. And they went into a lot of instances talking about, you know, his use. But these are just some of the allegations that people make or people close within his camp has said about Chris Brown, saying that he's a really nice person, but when he's really, you know, when he's really nice, he's really nice. When he's down, he's really down. When he's drugged and coked out, he's really coked out or whatever, and that he needs to get help. Karrueche Tran, his ex-girlfriend as well, has, you know, within the last couple of weeks, filed a restraining order against him because he's been verbally abusive to her and also he's been physically abusive to her. Those are just some of the things when it comes to Chris Brown that has been reported just within 2017. And he also has a bomb record party out right now too. My thing is, I think Chris Brown is very, very talented. He's a very, very talented person. He can sing, he writes, he dances and all. But a lot of his capabilities and what he does is overshadowed by his behavior. And I really do think that there's something there because, you know, it's been said and he said that, you know, he's witnessed the abuse of his mother by his stepfather, you know, at one particular point in time. So it goes back to your point. Those things does impact a person after a period of time. Losing Karrueche Tran, someone who he loved, losing Rihanna, someone that he loved, being constantly, you know, attacked in the media because he can't go to this country because of his, you know, his record and things of that nature. I hate that for him. I really, really do hate that for him. But his behavior does seem very erratic.
Yeah, I looked up what bipolar difference between bipolar 1 and 2 is. So bipolar 1 is basically a disorder that involves periods of severe mood episodes from mania to depression. Bipolar 2 is disorder is a milder form of mood elevation, involving milder episodes of hypomania that alternate from periods of severe depression. So, I mean,
Chris Brown, you know, I hate to say this, but you look at people like Whitney Houston, who struggled with, you know, substance abuse,
right?
You know, cocaine, because crack is whack.
Marijuana.
Watch yourself.
Marijuana.
You would not talk about Whitney Houston like that. But, you know, going and, you know, Bobby Christina, you know, allegedly Michael Jackson, you know, people of our time.
All the black people who died, they died because of some type of drug substance.
They're
That's what
talented.
They want to say.
No, they're talented people that, you know, their life has been ended allegedly related to substance abuse.
If I ever die,
well, I know you ain't dealing with substance abuse.
Well, just
you're too weak to deal with drugs and alcohol and stuff.
It ain't got no alcohol I drink.
Well, you're not an alcoholic.
No, but drugs ain't got nothing to do with being weak. I just learned from a young experience with my father, and I just never decided to ever use it.
And I mean, and that's good for you. Unfortunately, everybody doesn't take the road and experience that you have. But Chris, we love you.
Let them people say that I done did some substance.
Oh no,
I done died.
Because you're not strong enough for that. I don't think you would be a functioning cokehead or alcoholic or whatever. Like you just
what makes me strong?
You're fragile at times, so it'll just completely consume your life.
I feel like you're coming from my life.
Not coming for your life,
it's coming from my life.
But you know, it is what it is, Trey. Or whatever.
You don't have to be strong or weak to do drugs.
But you have to be strong to be functioning.
Drugs.
You're not a functioning. Stronger. You can't be a functioning. My father was a functioning alcoholic or whatever, where he was still able to get up, sort of kind of deal with the pressures of life, go out and work, and you know all that stuff. You really didn't know that he was an alcoholic. I feel that if you were like on cocaine really bad and you were into drinking really, really bad,
and y'all see me point over there.
A full service bar. But I feel that it would consume you. You would lose your job, you would lose your car, you would lose your place of residence, you would just hit rock bottom, you just couldn't function. You seem like one of those types who might like try to commit suicide or something like that. That's just how I feel.
That's deep.
It's not deep, it is what it is.
Y'all see that evaluation?
You're very emotional. You're an emotional creature.
I don't think I'm trying to kill myself if
I think you will be one of those types of people. I would come on your house, oh my God, boom! I have to take my big foot and knock your door down.
That foot is big.
Oh. Anywho, ChrisBrown, we want you to get some help, man. If it's what you need. Now, ChrisBrown constantly says that he's okay. He's just tired of people poking fun at him and abusing him.
I believe he's okay now, but back then I do believe he was. But I believe he does battle with. I can see him battling depression. But let's move along.
So did y'all see when Ciara's husband, Russell Crowe, no, not Russell Crowe.
That's the actor, Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson, the quarterback for the Seattle Seahawks, right?
Correct.
So, on National Women's Independent Movement Day, you know, all that. When y'all had y'all day, when y'all wasn't doing shit, y'all wasn't cooking, y'all wasn't working, you wasn't cleaning. I wonder, did y'all really clean y'all cooch on? Did y'all even wash on that day or whatever? But we were talking, you know, he did a Facebook Live talking about empowering women and appreciating women.
Right.
So during a certain point in the video, he welcomed Ciara's best friend, Yolanda Frederick, to sit on his lap. Come sit on it and tell us how to empower women. Sit up on my lap. Hey. So he invited her to sit up on his lap.
Right.
Okay. And a lot of people was feeling some type of way that he, as Ciara's husband, invited her best friend to sit up on his lap. But secondly, people were upset that Ciara's best friend actually took him up on the offer. Now, even though he was, you know, speaking a positive message,
right,
the message was overshadowed by the behavior.
Right. Common
thread in this show, behavior. So what was your thoughts when you saw her sit up on his lap?
So I had this conversation with my boyfriend.
Okay.
And we talked about it. Mm-hmm. And we put ourselves in their shoes.
Okay.
I looked at where she sat. Technically, she didn't really actually sit in his lap.
She sat on his lap.
She sat on his leg.
She sat leg, lap, same thing. She put her booty on his leg.
On his leg, yeah. Right. I don't see the problem with it.
Trey, you are a lie.
No,
I do not believe you for a second.
I'm serious.
I don't believe you for a second.
This is what I did. I thought about my best friend telling a message and my boyfriend sitting on his lap. I thought about my boyfriend and then my best friend sitting on his lap. I'm thinking about it this way. It's my best friend. I know my best friend wouldn't disrespect me in that way. Now, I'm speaking of the best friends I have. I can't say any of all the friends I have. Now, some of my friends, I would not allow my boyfriend to sit on his lap. Some of my friends, I've told my boyfriend, I'm not going to leave you in the same room with them because I don't know if I can trust you in the same room with them.
You can trust your boyfriend or you can trust your friends.
I can't trust. I don't know if I can trust leaving my boyfriend in the room with some of my certain friends.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So, if it's my best friends, and I'm going based on my best friends that I have, I wouldn't feel any type of way about it. So, I'm thinking that maybe she knows her best friend. Her best friend would never do that to her in a disrespectful manner. Because it wasn't like the video came on, she was sitting in his lap, she was bouncing on it, playing around. No, she came in the video, hey, blah, blah, yes, this and that, blah, blah. I felt like it was part of the message, not show my wife, because we already know I love my wife, I support her, blah, blah. I'm going to show her best friend, who doesn't get much love, blah, blah, blah. I don't feel it was a problem, because it was her best friend. Now, if it was just some random friend or some random chick, maybe one of the cheerleader girls. Now, if it was one of the cheerleaders from the Seahawks that he sells that, then I got a motherfucking problem.
So, let's talk. Let's talk. Let's have a discussion.
The cheerleaders be fast.
Pour me a little bit more
the
wine.
cheerleaders be fast. They think
so, your best friend, A, is doing a video.
Okay.
No. Yeah, your best friend A is doing a video, and he invites Dex to come sit on his lap. And we're talking about empowerment of
gay men.
Yeah, talking about empowerment of gay men in your community.
Right.
And that's that. Now, prior to that, maybe 2 weeks ago, best friend A put a picture of Dex up and made Dex his man crush Monday. How would you feel about that?
First of all, my best friend is not gonna.
But they did it. But he did it.
Okay, so if he did it.
So would you have a problem with him sitting on his lap then?
Yes.
Okay. And that's what happened with Ciara and her best friend. Don't you know that girl put Russell as her man crush Monday up, talking about ooh wee or ooh and all that stuff like that?
Yeah, I
don't know what she said, but she said something like and ooh girl, She did all of that.
Clear her throat.
Yes.
Ready.
Right. So why does the circumstance change then?
Because you don't make
Can't she just be a supportive friend and be able to admire the handsomeness and the lusciousness?
You better go post a picture of Justin Timberlake or somebody who
she put Dex. He put Dex up.
Well, you better
as his man crush Monday.
Yeah.
See?
Because it wasn't
He put I don't believe you for a second.
You gave me a different story.
I don't believe you for a second. You would feel some type of way. Now I do think it has something to do with if you are threatened by the friend or whatever. I think if it was somebody like me, you wouldn't have a problem with Dex sitting on my lap because you're not threatened by me. But if it was somebody else, and I can call a couple of people's names.
Call names.
I'm not calling names.
Call a name.
I can call a couple of people's
so
names.
I can answer.
Nope, I'm not doing it.
Because you're going to know.
Oh, yes, I tell you after we finish recording.
You tell me now.
You would have a problem with
Text it to me. Snapchat it to me. DM it to me.
But I think it goes to show, it depends on who it is and if you feel threatened. But that type of behavior doesn't need to be seen for the world. And that's my thing. Like that. Ciara, you need to slap the shit out of Russell for that behavior. Don't put him in the doghouse, but you need to slap him. Don't you ever do that again. Yes, me and Yolanda are best friends, but don't you ever put me in that position ever again. Do you hear me? Ever again. But Trey would have a problem with you. He really would.
I mean, you gave me a different situation.
It's not a different situation. You just didn't know all the facts.
I didn't know that. So yes, if my man sat on my best friend's lap, and after he made his man crush Monday, what the fuck y'all got going on that I don't know of?
Exactly.
Why are you
so therefore the best friend, the babe never needs to sit on anybody's lap but mine. That's what needs to happen.
Okay.
Right. To keep confusion down, babe, don't you ever sit on anybody's lap. And best friend, I'ma slap the shit out of you the next time you think that it's okay for you to sit up on my man or my woman's lap.
I'm slapping the shit out of everybody. I'm slapping the shit out of babe, best friend, and the person who's holding the fucking camera.
So we want to thank you guys so much for watching this episode of The Wine Up. Make sure again that you subscribe to the channel.
Yes.
Make sure that you like this video. Speaking of which, Trey, we hit 1,000 subscribers.
Thank y'all.
Over the last week or two or whatever. We've exceeded it, but we're over 1,000 subscribers. And we are completely and so grateful and thankful that you guys support us or whatever, please make sure that you tell all your friends to watch it because we trying to get to 10,000 before this year's over with.
Hey guys.
Yes, we got 9,000 something more subscribers to go, but we can do it. We can do it or whatever. And we thank you guys so much. And we will see
whatever
you guys.
we're not doing.
Comment and tell us.
Let us know.
How can we improve the show?
Yeah.
And we're open to it.
Yeah.
Oh, make sure it's constructive feedback.
No, if you got a curse to go off for something I'm not doing, just tell me. It's cool. It's whatever. I'm strong enough to handle it.
No, he's not.
Yes, the fuck I am.
He's very weak.
You're weak.
No, I'm not.
You
I'm very
people are
strong.
of the weak.
I'm a Goliath. I mean, I'm
a bear.
Speaking, did you see that big ass chicken on Instagram? No, did y'all see that big ass chicken?
What
Listen,
chicken?
you didn't see the chicken?
No, I didn't see chicken.
Oh, let me tell you something. Y'all better stop eating chicken. Go organic.
So don't eat
I'm
chicken.
gonna show you that
So
video.
you tell all the black people not to eat chicken.
Trey, when you see this video of this chicken, this big ass chicken, you're gonna be and
It might have just been an overgrown big chicken.
It's a breed of chickens. They're called barbic or something. Something with a
good.
B. Oh!
All right,
And we
y'all,
will see you guys next episode. Bye.